guys, I had a nice big red thumbnail all made, ready to go, negative $249. And I had no backup thumbnail made. I thought, I'm just gonna let it go. You know how I always try to claw my way out of my losers? Well, I tried clawing my way out of my losers today, and I slightly went a little lower. So what happened was, right at power hour, I decided, well, maybe I can make it not quite so red. Like, let's try to get under 3 digits, like, $90 or so. And so I came back at power hour and lowered my share size. And then the problem is, I had decided to go high share size on NVDA. You guys, I've been doing really well lately, and anytime I am consistently green and feeling really comfortable, my hands aren't sweating, and I'm just in a flow, after about a month or two of that, I try to push myself to the next level. We all should. And so I increased my share size on NVIDIA today, and I went from 100 shares to 200. Well, what happened was I was then kind of trading P&L versus trading the chart. And I could see it right when I would get in. Normally, if NVIDIA's doing this, I'm getting in at the bottom and selling towards the top, or I'm scalping up and then maybe doing a couple shorts going down. Well, this, I don't know why, I had 200 shares, and I waited until I saw it go up and thought, okay, that's safe, I'm in. Really? I would look back at the chart and go, you idiot. I said it out loud, you idiot. You know it's going down. You can read the chart. It doesn't take rocket science to read price action. Down here, there's support. It goes up, it's going to stop. It's going to come back down. So I just kept doing that over and over and over. And then right at the end, I tried to think I'll dig my way out. I made it slightly worse. So NVIDIA was down $142. Now, Applied Materials, there's only 3 that I traded. And I want to show you with Applied Materials, I actually marked levels. I don't do that normally with my stocks, my large cap stocks. But I did it on Applied Materials because I've never traded it, at least that I remember. So I wanted to have some levels set, right? Well, this morning I get in at a level down below and it comes up and then I start losing money. I don't know. I'll show you on the chart. I was down about, oh boy, $164. And I almost just called it good and walked away. You guys, I have a daily loss. I stick to my loss limit, right? Except the rare occasion, I think 2 months ago, I had negative 2,000. It's a $300 daily loss limit. And once I hit it, I'm done. And in Ninja Trader, I actually set the platform to lock me out when I get to 200 in a day. And it just locks me out. And then it's 300 for the whole week. If I hit that loss, I can't trade in my live account. So I was down about 250 today. I made my thumbnail and then decided I wanted to try to bring it up so that I'm at about, like, not 3 digits, like maybe right at about 100. So I made it worse on NVIDIA, but I made it way better on Applied Materials. So I'll show you all that. I'm going to show you the difference with trading Applied Materials in the morning, and there was high spread, and I lost. And then right at the end, I'm going to show you by trading really small share size. I only traded 25 shares at earnings, how you can actually make money. And I made over $600 on that one trade with 25 shares, one shot. It was one scalp. And I'm going to show you right where I got in. And the reason why I got in, several reasons, but one of them was for the first time in the whole day, the spread went down to 5 cents. I couldn't believe it. So I just got right in and then just immediately got out. And I got out right when it hit the very high. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even wait. I just saw a big, huge green candle and I just literally hit sell. And I looked over and went, oh my God, I did 600. I didn't know because I was doing it so fast. So let's go look at that. I want to reiterate, it's so important on earnings to go low share size. All right, let's go check it out. All right, guys, so it's about 45 minutes after the market closed. I only traded 3 stocks, like I said. So the first one was Poet. And just as I was getting ready to hit this record button, look over here. It's after hours, and it's moved from $19 to $23. I should have actually looked at it. Well, I was trading Applied Materials. I'd rather trade earnings. All right. So let's see what I did. I like this price point. I want to stop trading those penny crap and gap stocks in the morning. I'm just getting tired of them. So I want to try to start switching those out for more of like over $10 price range. I'm just more comfortable with that. And so here you'll see I did up my share size to 200 here. And that's simply because the price point of the stock is 16 bucks. And I normally trade a $200 to $300 stock. So I just felt 200 shares was better. Otherwise, it was going to be peanuts. Now, I don't know why that says 500. I wasn't trading 500. All right. So I was trading 100 and 200 shares at a time. I mean, right here it was 300. I was probably doubling down right here. And all I did was scalp it. Now, when I pulled up the daily chart, there was no levels. This was already sky high. So what I did was I real quick did, you'll see right here on this 15-minute chart, I did a Fibonacci retracement and I just tagged it right here. I started it right at the beginning of the move. And when I had made this fib level, I drug it up to where it was at the high at the moment that I did it. So that was right up in here. There must have been a high somewhere else. Let me look real quick. No, that was it. I did that right there. So what I probably did, I think what I did, because I traded a lot today, so I really don't remember. What I did was I traded in here, realizing I didn't have levels. So once it got to here, I somewhere in here, I went and did that fib level so that I could have levels. Well, I didn't have levels, but look, because by the time I got to the fib levels, I was pretty much done trading. But look at where this hit. Look, right here. This was a level right here. That's a fib level. And right here, it held. Look right here. So I didn't trade much because I didn't have levels at the time. But I just scalped. That's it. Just in and out, in and out. And what I did was I was watching, I always watch the scalping indicator. And all I do is I watch for increasing volume with buyers, the green near the top. And I want to see those sellers at the bottom if I'm going long, and vice versa if I'm going short. And when we get into this area here where, see where the green, the buyers are going down and the volume's going down, I don't like seeing that, but that's where we kind of baselined right in here. So that was it, just pretty much scalping. And then you guys, once I started making money, I was actually up to about 130 bucks right here. And then I cut back on share size down to 50 because I've pretty much made what I'm happy with. And then this is where I took a little bit more, but I did not do well here. I actually gave back about $10 right here, and then I stopped. All right, let's go to NVDA because that was, oh, that's my SEP IRA, but I traded it in my day trading account. Okay. So the SEP, I should show you that, the SEP IRA. I want to start showing you guys my swing trades. So this, oh no, this, I've had this for a long time. It's $125. I took a swing trade on this in my Roth IRA about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. All right, let's go to, all right, this is where I lost $142. Oh my God, look at this. It's just chaos. I'm not going to show you every single trade. I'm just going to tell you what I told you a little bit ago. I just kept getting in at the high, and I could see on the price action that it was not going to go higher, that it was trading in this range here. Look, and then it broke this range and went to the next range, and it would come down here and trade in a range. And all I would do is I would wait till it gets to the top. It was just stupid. I could see it happening the whole time. I called myself stupid the whole time. Anyways, that was dumb. Now let's go to applied materials. This is the good one because this is earnings, and you know how I love earnings. And I want to show you guys that you don't need to trade that big a share size to make money. Oh, and by the way, I should say on Poet, I actually traded Poet. I remember now, I've got it in my notes here. I didn't have levels, so I actually used level 2. I think I've told you guys before that I can't read level 2 on here. On Thinkorswim, it's horrible. It all looks the same. But for some reason on Poet was moving slow enough that I could actually read level 2. And I made that money reading level 2. So I was actually really proud of myself for reading level 2. All right, let's go right here. I really screwed this up. So first of all, the spreads were, I think, $1.50 at one point. It was horrible. And then I started right here, and I was just kind of scalping. I didn't want to make much. What I was trying to do was get myself in a position, an entry position for earnings later in the day, because sometimes they'll start out, if you look at the 15-minute chart, they'll start out way down here, right, in pre-market, and they'll make their way up. And then like it did, it went up to $474. Well, if I can get in here and ride it, but it was scaring me because I don't ever trade the stock and it's expensive. Even though I only had 25 shares, something about it, I just did not want to lose on this. I was so geared up. For a week, I've been talking about trading this stock. So I was not in the right mindset to be trading this. And the high spread, really high spreads, and then candles that would be $1, $2 in length. So it would just whipsaw up and down for a whole minute. It was crazy.
Anyways, so I won't go over each one. It was terrible. I was down about $160 on this, but I will take you to the end because that's where it got really important. And I want to show you a good entry. And I want to show you, actually, I do want to show you, I made levels and the levels stuck today. So I made levels in pre-market just from past. I took the 15-minute chart and I went back 10 days on a 15-minute chart and marked levels because I only care about the last 15 days. I don't care about anything else. And you can see right here, this level right here, it stayed. And then this level stayed. It would come up to this level and fail and come back down near this level and then fail. And then once it skipped up to this level, it went down to this level. And then it went down to this level and came back up. So I saw the levels on the times that I actually traded the levels. I traded well, but it wasn't enough in the beginning. I was down a lot. So then I came back at power hour and I actually traded the levels, and I'll show you it was killer. If you just will stick to trading, what we should on something like this. Oh God, come on. All right, guys, I had to edit that out because my computer got all stuck and I had to get it to where you could at least see it. It was stuck for quite a while. All right, so I marked levels here. You'll see this 448 right here because it had been trading up to that point. And right here in pre-market it did. You'll notice on the 15-minute chart over here. And then I marked this level here. I showed you a couple seconds ago. So I ended up getting in right here at this level and wrote it up. It came down a bit and then came up. And I decided I was going to just hold it here for earnings unless it really came down. And here's what I did. I got in here, goes up, it comes down, but I decided to stay unless it broke below here. And I stayed and it was good. It went up. And then right when we got past this area right here, I decided that I wanted to double down because I saw this area here as a level and here, even though I didn't mark it, I can see it, in my eyes. And then this was a level right here. So we got past this level. I was pretty thankful for that. We came down and got past it. And then right here, there's a level behind the screen you just can't see. Once it got past there, and I made sure it got past about 3 bars, I ended up doubling down. And then right when it got to the tippy top, it was having a really hard time. It got past this level right here that you see, but it was having a really hard time getting anywhere past this right here. And this is the half and whole dollar level of 448.50. And when it tried and couldn't, I finally right here, it did not quite make it and started coming down. Well, I just got out right here. I knew it wasn't going to hold. And then I actually was playing this. I did some trend lines here, this one and this one. And it was a bit of a bull pennant or bull flag, you might say. Let's pull this over. So I ended up getting green here. By this point, I had pulled out of that negative, 160. And then right here, when we went past this trend line, I decided to jump in. I waited a little too long because I wanted to make sure it really got past the trend line. And it was holding this support here. So I ended up getting in right here. And then immediately when it failed, I got out. I only made a few cents, but it helped a lot. All right, let's go to earnings. Now earnings, I'm going to show you right where I got in. So earnings, notice how it went. We went up a little bit, but we came down. I actually like that because if we go up, there's confidence. But when we come down, people are taking their profit. And then I feel like when you see this one big push, people want to get in and we have more room to run because we were here. So I'm thinking, even if it's bad earnings, people are going to jump in like they did right here and take it at least to this level, which they did. And then right here, earnings were announced. Well, I didn't see it down here. I just saw that we shot up and it was like beyond my screen. I couldn't see. And I literally pulled this down real quick. I said, oh my God. And we were way up here. And I could see that TOS hadn't posted earnings yet. And I said, I don't care, I'm out. And I clicked sell. And then I got out literally, you guys, right here. It's crazy. 265.90, that candle topped out at 66.75. So I literally got out almost at the tippy top, almost. And then it kept going up. But you guys, I've told you a million times, don't get greedy, especially on these earnings, because it did go up and then it failed. And the spreads were really high. By the time this candle started moving, there were high spreads, $1.50, $2, $2.50 in here. And that's when it starts whipsawing. Look at this, from here to here. That's a lot. So I'm done. That was it. And then, nope, it didn't keep running. So that's good. That was it. All right, you guys. So the end of the day, 6/17/20. I may or may not trade tomorrow. Sometimes I actually don't trade on Fridays. I may trade futures, and I'll post that if I do. All right, you guys, let me know how you did. Let me know if you traded earnings and if you caught anything pre-market. All right, talk to you later. Bye.